That's ludicrous.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with us. So we're coming to you today from Classic Rock. Normally my home is ESPN Richmond 106.1, but I'm a traveling man, and no, really, I'm getting my studio set up again. Alrighty, so it is the time. The Princess Mayor is in the house. Anna Soden is back with us. Anna, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
All righty. And so really quickly, the elevator pitch of who you are and what you do.
Who I am and what I do. So I'm Anna Soden. I am the publisher for Swift Creek Living. I bring great businesses to really good customers.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're the question lady. Job. You've been derelicting your duties lately. Well, you know.
I didn't do it yesterday. My days have been really busy, though.
I can tell. I see you everywhere.
Yes.
What is it when you asked the other day that you said you don't like when there's a joke and you don't get it?
Yes. Well, you know how you see those memes on Facebook and people are laughing and then you're like the last person in the room to get the joke? I still don't understand them. And so you can't ask because it's just some random joke that somebody posted, but I don't want to also be the stupid person who says, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of jokes I don't get.
I don't get things too. And then people call you out because they're like, they think you're an idiot. And you're like,
I feel like an idiot.
I know, because everybody knows.
I will acknowledge my idiocy.
You will or you won't?
I will. I'll totally tell you if I don't get a joke.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I didn't. Yes. I used to because I didn't want to be that person. But now I'll say, I don't get it.
Okay. Anna Soden is here on the mic with Mike. We bring you cutting edge information like that. Alrighty, so you don't roll solo ever.
Never.
You bring the best down out there. Alrighty, so who you got with you today?
I have Dr. Taylor Myers with me, and I'm super excited that he's here. So,
because you've been talking him up for a long time.
I have been.
You have been.
He's amazing.
He's here.
He's here.
He's really here.
He really is.
Okay. Alrighty. Doc, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Alrighty, as I always say, this is a business show, so tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Dr. Taylor Myers. I own and operate East Coast Elite Chiropractic in Powhatan, Virginia, and in Blackstone, Virginia. And I'm a chiropractor.
Alrighty. Always wanted to be a chiropractor?
No.
What do you want to be?
I want to be a baseball player.
But everybody want to be a
baseball player.
So who's your team?
It used to be Detroit Tigers.
Why do you say it used to be?
Because they're when Verlander left, that.
Yeah. Oh man, you just can't do that. I'm from Philly. I can't.
We've got good teams now.
We lost 10,000 baseball games. You know how many times we didn't have good teams?
Yeah,
but we're okay. We're gonna find a way to screw up Sunday. I'm just telling you right now.
I don't think so. It's scripted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you guys are in the Super Bowl.
Yes, we can't say
that. Which
is
this Sunday, by the way.
This is Sunday.
This is Sunday.
Yes, yeah. Sunday, 6:30.
Sometimes it falls on my birthday, which really irks me, because then it's nothing about me. It's all about
football.
It can't be just
guys in tights running around chasing each other.
Well, you know, it's not exactly that, right? There are a bunch of guys in tights. I mean, that could be the theater.
Yeah.
That could be a number of things. That could be WWE.
Point taken.
But guys in tights.
Yes, but guys in tights who get paid a lot of money to cry and whine. We were just talking about that.
Oh, okay. That's soccer.
Oh, no, but guys in soccer. But all right,
so very dramatic. Did you watch like any of the the World Cup and they fall on the ground like they're worse?
I have a theory. And this is well known and tested. And Doc, this is in the medical annals everywhere. Women win a sporting event and they're happy. They're happy. You know, they're happy. They won. A little crying, jumping up and down on each other, but that's it. Men win something, we're falling down on the ground, we're screaming and crying, we're rolling around, we're 6 years old again.
Yes.
Right.
No matter who you are.
Yes.
Why do you think that is, Anna Soden?
Why do I think that is?
Yes.
Truthfully?
Yes.
Men are a bunch of babies. They don't
You've been talking to my wife? You've been talking about.
I love my husband. I've been married with him for 22 years, but he gets sick and he turns into a child. And I don't know about Dr. Taylor. So far.
Maybe Dr. Taylor, he may be the exception to the rule. Because I know I've been accused of that.
Wanda's shaking her head over there.
You know, I've been accused of that. No. My wife was like, you got something. I'm like, help. 43 years, I think. I've been waiting for. I'm like, you're a nurse. Whatever happened to, you guys took an oath to take care of people, Nurse Ratchet? Okay, that didn't get me. That didn't
You're
help.
gonna go home and have to explain that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully she won't watch this episode.
So
On
no
Mike,
disrespect.
no disrespect, but he's a
to any
chiropractor.
men.
Alrighty, doctor, explain to us why people need to come see a chiropractor.
So everybody goes to see a dentist for
Yes,
their teeth, correct?
yes.
Teeth and bones are the same thing. And everybody neglects their spine. And what runs through your spine?
Everything.
Everything. All your nerves, muscles, tendons, everything. If you want to walk, you have to rely on your spine to walk with the nerves. If
Yes.
you want to think, you have to rely on your spine to relay the signals up from your spinal cord to your brain and back down to do whatever you want to accomplish.
So your practice in Blackstone, was that the first one?
That was the first one, yes, sir.
Okay, from a business standpoint, how do you figure out, okay, I'm good in Blackstone. Let's go to the next location.
We are still growing in Blackstone. I wanted to come back to my hometown of Powhatan. So that was the main reason.
Do they call it P-Town here?
I'm
That's what
not
they call
used-
Portsmouth.
They
but-
used to call it that back in the day.
Oh,
I
back
don't know if
then.
they do it now.
My
still, but
apologies.
yeah,
Back in the day,
yeah,
Powhatan.
back in like early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out
Not
to
when I
Dr.
was-
Heather Williamson. She's a Powhatan.
She is.
Yeah, she's one of the
Yeah, she is.
cheerleaders. Alrighty, so how long you been in practice down in Blackstone?
5 years.
So you came through the pandemic. I know you were right there. You were already, hung out the shingle, gonna make a killing, and then Corona showed up.
Yes, sir.
What happened and how did you survive that to come out on the other side and open another practice?
Sometimes you have to make orange, or if you have oranges, you have to make lemonade from those oranges, and that's what we were dealt.
Yeah.
I had to put money in that I had saved myself to keep the lights on and keep everything. My mom had to make a donation, and
Those mom donations are,
they're clutch.
you have to fill out a credit act there.
Exactly.
You might have to do some explaining.
Exactly.
You might have to do some explaining.
Exactly. So between her and myself, and then I during COVID, I kind of got into the stock market a little bit too, so that kind of helped.
You did good there?
I did all right.
Were you always that guy too? No.
No. I learned it from my grandfather. So
Shout out to Grant. That's coming through. A lot of people.
family.
Family is it. Alrighty, so when you go to the new, how long has the new location been open?
Since July.
Okay, when did you know there that, okay, this thing will work? I think I'm good here.
I just had a gut feeling.
You
You
know,
have those gut feelings, and
you know.
Always trust your intuition.
Yes.
That is true. Oh, so Anna, so then how do you guys get connected?
So I actually attended a 212 meeting and went to visit, talk about networking and getting out there. And I met Dr. Taylor's cousin, who's a real estate agent with, help me out.
Liz
Moore.
Liz Moore.
Yes, Liz Moore, right there on Midlothian Turnpike. And he happened to mention, he's like, hey, my cousin's opening his new practice, chiropractic office or whatever. And I love chiropractic care. Like, just like brushing, I would actually, you go to the dentist every 6 months, you brush your teeth every single day. Like,
Correct.
that's how important chiropractic care is. And so I went to go visit because not only does he do, but he works a lot with athletes as well too. So he has some options and some modalities there that maybe not other offices have. So why don't you tell them a little bit about those?
Yeah, so we have Class 4 laser, which the big sports teams, the Nationals have it, the Redskins have, or the Commanders have it. Bunch of the bigger named professional teams have Class 4 laser. We have a DMX, which is a motion X-ray, which we have two, one at the Blackstone location and one at the Powhatan location. And what that does is it actually shows your body and spine moving like a video.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Mhm. It's
I'm going to introduce you to, so I do NFL talks with Fox and Knox.
Okay.
Ken Oxendine played for Atlanta. De'Aaron Fox played for Washington and Miami and some others. And so we do a sports show. It's sports, but it also is the business of sports, as they say, not for long. That is the league. And De'Aaron Fox does walk like he's 118 years old.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he does. And so I feel like it all over. But when you look, so that's what sets your practice aside from the others, is the equipment that you have as well.
The equipment, and I mean, yes, sir. I'll toot my own horn. I've got experience with colleges. When I was in school, I worked with University of South Carolina Upstate with their basketball program. And one of my patients is now on the Globetrotters. So that's kind of cool.
That's amazing.
That is.
Yeah. I nursed him back to health. And
I thought you were going to say the NBA or something like that. That's cool. But I mean, the Globetrotters.
Yeah, Globetrotters, yeah. And I had and I was a part of the baseball team at University of Virginia when they're still good, but from 2010 to 2014.
What position did you play?
Catcher.
You don't look like a catcher.
I played catcher in softball, and I did not like it.
Yeah, that's a
Those
tough
balls
one.
come at you fast.
It's not that it's rough on the knees too.
It is.
So it makes sense that you are a chiropractor now because of all the squatting and doing all that.
Right. But I can't work myself.
That's true.
That is
so
true.
who adjusts you? That's a good question.
Yeah, like you know, a therapist
coach
goes
needs
to
a
every
coach.
coach needs a coach.
Every
Exactly.
therapist needs
So
a
who does
therapist.
the chiropractor go to?
It depends on who. I usually go back down to my chiropractic college and let one of my case doctors work on it.
He's got the
Yeah, you know, he got the inside.
direct line.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's called the inside, you know, the inside move right there. You know, he got the people.
Yes.
That is the people. All right, Anna Soden, we always talk about relationships, and you do not have advertisers. Let's get that clear because we have to. Explain your mentality with that.
So we have, it's a private social publication that goes to these neighborhoods, and it is part of your marketing program or plan, if you will, but this is not, hey, I'm going to put you into my magazine and your phone is going to ring off the hook. It's, I'm going to put you into my magazine so that you're seen as the expert in the community, because not everybody is, and I hate to say this, like, people will go to a chiropractor once they get injured, right? Then that's when all of a sudden it becomes a here and now problem. But if Dr. Taylor is in there and he's providing advice and he's providing knowledge and expertise to the homeowners, when that happens, they're going to think of him versus going to like Google. They will go to Google, they'll look it up, and then they're going to see his name and they're going to recognize his name. And then they're going to drive in Powhatan and they're going to see his sign. So it's all about brand recognition. And when they call him and he says, well, how did you hear about us? They'll probably say Google. So we never get the credit. We don't look for the credit. We just want to put you out there so that you are seen, because it used to be 10 to 15 impressions, and impressions are seen, whether it be meeting you face to face or seeing your logo or knowing what you do, then people would start to recognize you. So nowadays it takes 52 impressions. 52.
I mean, to touch somebody 52 times is almost stalkerish.
It is.
I mean, you have to keep, I tell people from a branding standpoint, you're lucky I'm not here with top hat on, you know, and you have to.
Right.
He says, because there's a crowded field.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Everybody has equipment, everybody has this, everybody has that, but there's only one you.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I got the equipment, but people are going to come here to see me.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And so that's why his pictures at the beginning of the magazine is so that people connect with him. So I shared an analogy with somebody the other day, because we all look for ROI. We want that, hey, if I'm going to spend this money, then I'm going to get this in return. But if you go into the grocery aisle or grocery store and you go to the bread aisle, how many brands of bread do you see there?
There's a bunch.
Right. So if Pepperidge Farm, I happen to purchase, if Pepperidge Farm isn't there, am I going to remember them? No. Will I buy them? No. So if you're not in front of these people, they will not remember you. They will not buy you.
One of Mike Anna Soden, and how can people find Swift Creek Living?
So if you go to Facebook, it's Swift Creek Living at bestversionmedia.com. Not .com, because it's Facebook. And then eventually I'll have my very own website, annasoden.com, and you'll be able to go and connect with me and all the other networking things that I do, because that's one of the other things that I do is, so yes, you're partnering with me in my magazine so that I can help really bring really good businesses to my homeowners. But then I bring my sponsors onto the magazine or to the radio show. We go to networking events. So those networks are me tuning your horn. So if somebody says, I need X, Y, and Z.
Anna Soden knows the person. You know the person. What would you say? You're a human Rolodex.
I want to be the human Rolodex. That's what I want to be. If somebody doesn't know or needs somebody, I want them to know
a person.
So I will give you an example. A real estate agent reached out to me and she said, hey, I need the following two things. One of them was a CPA who will come to my house. So I reached out to my CPA. She reached out to her. 2 days later, she was in her home. That doesn't benefit me at all. It benefits both of them. And that's what I'm here to do.
My father always told me, I don't care who you know, it's who knows you.
Yeah.
I look up, hey, Anna, you're looking at me like, that's
I'm
not it.
starting to get that.
Yeah.
You go into the grocery store, people are like, you're the Daily Poll lady. I am.
The hard part
that.
about it is when you don't know, because now you're getting to a point where people see you.
Yes.
And they get to know you because they see you online, but you don't know them.
That's what we do.
And all of a sudden you're like, hi.
Right.
Now you're trying to remember, do you know them?
Yes.
And no, you don't.
And that's okay. And it's okay. Here's what I'm learning. It's okay to say,
I'm sorry.
I apologize. I don't, my name is Anna. What's your name?
I struggle with that.
I'm really bad at that.
I struggle because it's
face.
embarrassing. Like, did I meet you before and I don't know who you are? Or either did we not meet? Right,
so go back to those impressions.
Yes.
The more people see you, the more they're going to recognize you. Right. So that's what's happening. It's taken me 1.5 years to get here to now where when I walk into a room, people are like, I know who you are.
I know who you are.
I know what you do. And I don't know who they are, but that's the power of networking. That's the power of getting your name out there. That's the power of people seeing you, because then I have, hey, here's my people.
Yeah, you have a tribe. You do. You have a tribe.
I love that.
And there's a power.
Really darn good people, because we don't cuss on this show.
You're right.
Really
this ain't a podcast.
That
you wanted to be clear about that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We actually talked about that the other day.
Yes.
I told people how I'm not allowed to, even though it's my favorite thing to do, which my mother is mortified about, but whatever.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure. All right, Doc, what are some of the things you have going on that you'd like our listeners to know about?
I mean, we're still accepting new patients. As you walk into the door, you become family.
Mm-hmm.
We take X-rays on every single person that walks in, unless you're pregnant or unless you are under 7 years old. I don't like to X-ray little folks because I've got one over there.
You do. You have one. You didn't roll in solo.
I did not roll in solo.
Your financier came with you as well.
Exactly.
And mom is here. Okay, all right, so here, how about bringing your daughter?
Did she come over?
Yes. She's all dolled up. She's ready.
She's ready to go.
Ready.
She's ready to go.
Oh, she's like that.
Carl, you want to come see Daddy? Come see Daddy. Come on, then.
All right, Dad, great job. And look at that. Take that. Hello.
You hold this. Look right there. Look right there.
Look, you're on camera.
Look.
Say hi.
Yeah. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Okay. We did get hi. That's what we get here, ladies and gentlemen. We get the very hello. How you doing?
Can you say hi? Oh, she's an ass shot now.
Okay, well that's okay. Anna Soden, she was shy when she first came.
I was. What's because you threw me into the deep end and expected me to swim.
If I told you you had to come and swim, you might be concerned.
Yes.
You thought you were just coming to be a guest.
Yeah. No, I thought I was just coming. We were going to have a conversation.
We did have a conversation.
We did. And then figure out how it was all going to work. So it's always funny when somebody says, well, like, and
we'll figure it out.
Dr. Taylor asked me, he goes, what do I prepare? And I'm like, or what do I need to bring? I'm like, just you and your brain. As long as you have those two things, then the conversation will flow.
People ask me all the time, how's it work? I don't know. What are we going to talk about? How do I know? It's like this. What are some of the misconceptions a person has of a chiropractor?
That they're gonna break their neck.
Yeah.
Cause a stroke, break a neck, anything like that.
And then when you hear that pop,
yes,
that one is kind of concerning.
All right. So
yes,
all the pop is just gas that's in the joint that when the joint gets moved, the gas is releasing. That's all it's called. It's called a cavitation.
And those gas bubbles will also show up on your X-ray.
Yes, the gas bubbles will show up on X-ray.
They do.
Yes, they do.
I asked him. He brought up my X-rays. He's like, "All right, let's take a look at this." And I'm like,
"What is that?
What are those dark spots in there?" And he's like, "You're really gassy."
And not in the way most
probably agree.
And not in the way most people think about being gassy.
Right.
We're thinking the other.
Yes, absolutely. But gas gets trapped in your system all the time.
So, Doc, when we're doing the car, what's the process coming to your practice?
Yes, sir. So you come in, you fill out some forms. I come in, or my CA, my chiropractic assistant, comes in, takes a full medical history to make sure everything is good. Then I come in. I know what the problem is already with you because my CA has already briefed me. I go in, I run down the entire history with you again. And that's all within probably the first 15 minutes. As soon as that happens, I tell my X-ray tech to shoot the X-rays on you, or I'll shoot them myself. Just depends if we're busy or not. And then after that, the patient goes and gets therapies, and the therapies include the TENS unit, which is it's life-changing. That relaxes your muscles.
I see Anna Soden over there smiling.
Because I love
She loves
them. Some people say no.
Yes.
I think they're meant to like clinically insane because it's like little men doing this.
It's like a little massage.
Yes. So they're the pads, the pads that you put on and it makes your muscle.
It makes the muscle contract and everything, but what it does is it's relaxing the muscle. So that way, if the person's in pain, it releases the muscle so it doesn't cause them as much pain. But I'll tell you right now, I don't like to adjust on the first visit just because the X-rays, I want to read the X-rays, I want to review the X-rays because it's your health. We're not taking a risk with it. We're not putting your health in jeopardy or anything because your health is very important.
There you go. Alrighty, Doc, how can people find you out there?
So you can visit our website at www.eastcoastelitechiropractic.com, or we're on Instagram at East Coast Elite Chiro, or Twitter or Facebook at East Coast Elite Chiropractic.
On the Mike King here. Anna Soden, how can people find you?
So you can find me on Facebook at Anna Soden, or you can find me at Swift Creek Living at Best Vision Media, or even eWomen Network Richmond, that as well too. So.
Alrighty, on the Mike, we'd like to thank you for coming on the program. As I said, make sure you take care of sponsors, advertisers, and friends because the microphone ain't free. Plus, our grandkids need stuff.
Yes.
So, and
or
we're
kids.
gonna, yes, or kids,
or kids
too. But my kids are old. They got theirs.
Yes.
We've
reached the stage of if I had known that grandkids were going to be this much fun, I would have had them first.
I would have bypassed those other jokers.
Those other children.
There you go. On the mic of Mike Anna Soden here. We're here with parenting tips. Doc, don't listen to, if the world is new and fresh.
Yeah, we got another one on the way, so.
They do.
I
was going to say something, but it's not what you need to share.
Keep them close. Like mine are 2 years apart that way.
7.
Oh, there's 14 between me and my sister.
7 years apart. However many
That's
figures
7.
That's 7. 7 years apart, and a boy and a girl. So,
but you had a girl first.
I did.
That makes a difference too.
It does. She's very mature for her age.
Yes,
so.
I'm very mature for my age. 63. On the mic, Mike. We gotta run. Take care now. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic of Mike, the Premier Business Radio. I'm your host, Mike King. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, the Choice 105.3, International Business Code Radio, and CW Richmond TV every Wednesday and Friday. That's where you find us at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. on ESPN Richmond as well. That's what we do. We talk to the game changers out here. We showcase RVA in a different way. A friend of the family came back. Andrea Starr from the Ford Foundation is here. Welcome back to the program, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mike. It's always such a pleasure to come visit you.
You're busy. You are busy. I'm glad you found the time to stop in. Really quickly, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Andrea Starr, and I am the CEO and Executive Director of the Ford Foundation.
It's funny, you brought up that we met, and I always just picture you with the Ford Foundation.
No, we met at a previous job many years ago when I was leading the charitable arm of Cobb Technologies.
Really quickly, what is it about you and the whole nonprofit doing good piece?
It's ingrained in me, Mike. I think we all want to know we have a purpose in life, and figuring if you have the blessing to figure out what your purpose is and you are able to live your life fulfilling that, it fills your soul. And that's what fills my soul, is being able to help those that are most in need.
On the mic, Mike King, Andrea Starr is here with us. Yes, I did get that. Thank you. On the mic, Mike King here, Andrea Starr, Ford Foundation. Really quickly, give folks an idea of what you got going. You got something big coming up.
We do. We have our 4th annual celebratory gala that is taking place on February 25th. At the Aka Shriner Center from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And Mike, this is going to be a magical night of celebrating with everybody behind the scenes who is a contributing factor to the success of the foundation.
So your events, so I remember when you did it virtual, that was interesting. And so last year you guys were in person.
We were.
And so I saw my man, shout out to Jimmy Budd. He is always touting what you guys do. Talk a little bit about, in the past we do to help mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had to switch and you start talking about dads are caregivers and that impacts them too. So talk about that aspect.
So, the idea behind Forward Foundation is, we are assisting working single parents who have encountered something in their life resulting in a financial crisis. And yes, you typically hear of single mothers. The majority of single parents are single mothers, but that number for single dads is increasing vastly. It is 7 times more what it was in just the last couple of years.
7 times?
7 times more. So think about this. 1 out of 4 homes are led by a single parent. 24 million children are being raised in a single parent household. That means every single one of us are either related to, work with, worship with, are a neighbor of somebody who is struggling as a single parent. If you are, a single parent, many of them are working multiple jobs. And the cost of childcare is on average about 34% of the total household income of a single parent. Those numbers are astronomical. Cost of full-time care for an infant or a toddler annually for one child averages about $1,200 a year. Multiply that if you have multiple kids by 2, by 3. When you look at those numbers and you think about statistically how many families fall into this category, that is why Forward Foundation exists. We are the gap fillers. We are tangible solutions for single parents that are struggling to make ends meet, but aren't eligible for services through the state because on paper they make too much money.
But in reality,
they're not making enough. It's
something that, and well, this isn't, I guess maybe society isn't proud of it, but we used to send our kids to school. I mean, you had to be on death's doorstep to stay home from school in the past. Now, your kid, if they have a sniffle, they can't go to school. And what happens to the single parent? What happens to the parent? That just totally disrupts their world. And everybody doesn't have a job where you can take your kid to work with you or work remote or any of those things. So that has to be a burden.
It's a huge burden and it's a huge worry because how are they going to support their kids if they're not working? And let's face it, like you just said, the flexibility in the job force is very different. You have to find reliable care for your children. And think about the impact that has on the employee if they're feeling that they can't afford it or if their child is not in a reliable facility. How does that affect their work performance? How does that affect them personally? How does that affect their reliability of being able to get to and from? If they know that there's a resource available to them that takes that burden, that concern off of their shoulders, think about the difference in their work performance because they aren't having to worry about that.
So what's the process with the Forward Foundation? How does a person become involved with you?
So if you are or know of a working single parent that falls within this criteria, then we would encourage them or you to reach out to us via our website, which is Forward Foundation, va.org, and inquire. And put an inquiry in there. Our program director and case manager will reach out and have a discussion with you. It's a very quick and painless process, and then talk to you about what needs are that you are looking for. Is it going to be a right fit? And you fill out an application, and then you come in and you speak with us, and that's it. I mean.
You guys also, it's not a graduation ceremony. What is it? It's like because my friend Paula Pardell did it. What is it? It's a celebration because I guess you guys, they become part of a family.
We
after that?
do. Forward Foundation is a community. It's a community of people that are going through similar circumstances, that are there to support one another during a vulnerable time, to encourage you and to motivate you and to allow you an opportunity to vent, all of those things that are going on during this time. So the pillars that we focus on within the foundation are to support, to educate, and to empower. And that empowerment piece is, no, there isn't a graduation per se, but there's a transition. As you transition from being an active participant in our program, you're transitioning into becoming a mentor to other families that are going through something similar. And why do we do that, Mike? Because it's empowering. It's empowering for these parents that have come through this journey and are now on the other side and can be a source of encouragement and hope to other families that maybe are just coming through. And one of my favorite stories to share is that one of our original moms is now our operations coordinator. She not only was able to open her own and start her own e-commerce business, but she's now working at the foundation and being able to be a very present part in supporting the families that we serve.
On the mic, Mike, Andrea Starr here, doing big things in the community out there, really making a difference and having an impact. The Forward Foundation are outstanding. When people show up at your doorstep, they've had a hard way to go. And so when they have somebody who's gone through it, who can understand, I guess that makes it easier.
That's the goal.
That
right?
is the goal.
You want to know, we all want to know that we're not the only ones that are going through something. Because
we think so.
And we do. We think so. And it isolates us because we are feeling this sense of being very vulnerable, being very overwhelmed. And what do we tend to do? We tend to retreat. Is that healthy?
No, it's not.
It is not. So having the community around you and rallying around you and supporting you makes all the difference in the world.
How can people find information about the Forward Foundation?
You would find us via the web at forwardfoundationva.org. We're also all over social media. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, and really want to encourage the community to come out and support us for this gala. This is a big deal for us, and it allows us the opportunity to do all of the things that we do to be able to assist these families.
Already, as I would say, I'd be remiss. Let's talk about the sponsors, people who make this stuff happen, because, they're the big organizations and everybody knows them and people are dying to give them money and, all that. You guys are doing this. It's you guys and then the volunteers and your board and the people who support you. Let's show them some love.
Absolutely. We can't do it without them. Our presenting sponsor this year is our very loving Primus.
They're in it with you guys.
They are in it with us, and we are so incredibly grateful for them. David Fuller is also very vested in us and has been an amazing supporter, advocate, and sponsor of our event. So two big sponsors, Summit Information Solutions. I'm getting confused as to where I am today. Has also been an amazing long-time sponsor of ours, as has Herman Allen Plumbing. Having a hard time getting my words out. And we have so many other amazing sponsors. The media sponsors have been incredible. NBC 12, CBS 6.
So you've had the rundown.
We have had a tremendous response from the community for support this year, and it just continues to grow, and we are so unbelievably grateful.
How was it doing Call 12? It's always a blast. People like doing that.
We have so much fun, Mike. This was the third time that we have been out there, and not only are they just wonderful folks to work with, but we get an influx of calls. I mean, it's such a great opportunity to share with the community and their viewers that we're here. And so we get a surge of phone calls from that, and we're very grateful.
You were Virginia this morning, right?
Yes, that's where I was this morning.
There you go, Virginia. And you also had an interview with Reba.
I did. Sweet Reba. I love that lady. And she's going to be at the gala too.
If there's good happening, Reba's involved. There you go. Andrea Starr. What else would you like our listeners to know? Anything else happening besides the gala? The gala is big.
The gala is big, and again, please come out and celebrate with us. Tickets are still available, tables are still available, sponsorships are still available. We are going to have everybody in that room. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to not only come out and celebrate and have a great time, you get all gussied up, dinner by DeFazio's, catered by DeFazio's. We're going to have dancing, we have entertainment, we have incredible live and silent auction items, too many things to be able to list out individually, but again, incredible response from the community as far as donations. So photo booth and just open bar. I mean, this is a big time party.
But that's how you guys do things, because it's celebrating the year that you guys had and then goes for it. But like you said, this enables you to work the magic behind the scenes day after day after day. This is the dress up. This is the prom. Everybody comes out. But when this is over, you guys are still doing the work, supporting people and their families. The number you put out there is just crazy, as far as 34% or so when it goes to childcare.
It's insane. And our enrollment, just again, to kind of reiterate why the work we do is so important, our enrollment has increased over 500% in 3 years. And we have a waiting list. So we desperately, we want to be able to increase the program. We want to be able to increase the enrollment. People the community needs our services. And in order to make that happen, we all know what it takes, right?
They always say changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free.
That's right.
Money got to change hands.
That's right.
And there are people out there. So shout out and kudos to all people who are making that happen. And your stars here with On the Mic with Mike. One last time, ma'am, how can people find you?
Find us via the web at forwardfoundationva.org or via social media on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn.
There you go. On the Mic with Mike, I'd like to thank you for coming in the program. Now, it has been some years, so continue with the great work that you have, and we'll see you at the event.
Thank you so much.
On the Mic with Mike, we have to run. Take care, folks.